In this famous scene in Titanic, we see Bruce Ismay say something very interesting to Captain Smith. We can see him seemingly pressuring him to speed up, to arrive in New York a day early. Was this actually true? Was Titanic trying to beat a speed record? No. Titanic was most definitely not trying to beat a speed record because she was not designed to be the fastest in the world. She was designed to be the most luxurious in the world. So back in these days, there was an award called the Blue Ribbon, and this was given to the fastest ship. At the time when Titanic was crossing, it was the RMS Mauritania that held this record, and there's no way the Titanic would have been able to beat that. Bruce Ismay knew this, Captain Smith knew this, everybody knew this. Titanic was not trying to beat that. Now, there's two things that I want to bring up. The topic of speed was indeed brought up multiple times, and it was a topic of conversations for the passengers and the crew alike, because every single day there would be a bulletin posted publicly for all to see how many miles they traveled the previous day. So you could clearly see, okay, we've covered this much, we're going this fast, we're going 20 knots, 21 knots. Everybody wanted to know, okay, how fast were we traveling? Which brings us to the conversation that was portrayed in the movie. In the movie, it makes it seem as if Bruce Ismay is pressuring the captain. And this comes from testimony from a first-class passenger called Elizabeth Lyons. And the movie actually gets it wrong. She never testified that she heard him pressuring. What she actually said was that she heard Bruce Ismay very animated, very excited, talking to the captain, basically saying, wow, we have covered a lot of ground. We are making better time than the Olympic. Obviously, there was a natural comparison between Olympic's maiden voyage and Titanic's maiden voyage. And this is where Elizabeth Lyons overhears Bruce Ismay basically saying, wow, at this rate, we're going to make it into New York on Tuesday. And keep in mind, it wasn't just Bruce Ismay saying this. This was many passengers that were speculating that, Titanic was making very good time. They were probably going to go in, arrive in New York on Tuesday night instead of the scheduled Wednesday. So there's no evidence that Bruce Ismay was pushing Captain Smith to do this. Also, he would have no authority to do this. Even though he was the chairman, he was simply a passenger. The captain would not have taken his advice. Also, think about what a logistical nightmare that would have been for passengers who were expecting to arrive on Wednesday and then all of a sudden got in on Tuesday. People would have had train tickets booked to leave New York, and they would have had to reschedule everything, probably book a hotel or whatever it is they would have had to do. It would have been a big headache for a lot of passengers as well. Now, the other question that I personally wondered for years is, what would have happened if they did arrive? Well, obviously, if they hadn't hit the iceberg and they arrived early on the Tuesday night. Well, I referred to my Titanic Bible on a sea of glass. White Star Line clearly outlined to their passengers that should the steamer arrive at the wharf in New York after 8 p.m., they were welcome to stay overnight and disembark after breakfast the following morning.